Hey, Whew. Hey, you guys. So this is gonna be a long video. Please excuse me for my short and simple words. They're not meant to be extravagant or uh discouraging or rude or anything like that. Cause yeah. Anyways, so I want to come back here and mention something about fear. And in this reference of me mentioning it, it's not necessarily a fear, but weakness. And weakness is fear and fear is weakness. Whatever. Depending on who's teaching it and how they saying it, they both correlate about the same thing. You feel me? But anyways, let's get to it. So, you guys know about this guy named Gideon, right? In the Bible. And again, my words are going to be short, just quick words, okay? So they don't got really too much harshness or meaning to it. I just want to give it a quick word, okay? Boom. So Gideon, right? He grew up and saw himself less than. And when I'm going to use the word is wussy, okay? It's not that I'm calling him one. I'm just quick word to say wussy, right? He's seen himself as a wussy. And then has this interaction with God, and this is not what God is saying, but in my mind of reading, this is how I'm taking it in. So I want you guys to know that. And again, and him and God is in this meeting of with each other, and God is asking him to do these things, and he's like, "Whoa, wait a minute, God, I'm just a wussy. I can't do that." And God's like, "You know what? I see the wussy character traits in you, but I can make that a strong wussy, a godly wussy." I mean, he's not saying that, but that's what I see. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so boom, few days, next day, whatever, so on, go on. God's like, "Hey, man, you gonna do this or what?" He's like, "Yeah. Just make sure this towel is dry. You feel me? Just make sure it's dry. God got it dry." And the next time, God like, "You gonna do this?" Yeah. Just make sure the towel is wet this time. God got it wet. And then there was no more, too much more any testing anymore after that. He knew. God knew that he was a wussy. He knew he was a wussy, but God said he still gotta go. So he started. And then in the moment of another meeting, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm kind of paraphrasing, so please don't take this. Go read it for yourself, okay? Please do, because I don't want y'all to think I'm saying it exactly to the truth, okay? It's just a story time type of truth, not a real truth, okay? Anyways, Kira's understanding truth type stuff. But anyways, yes, in the last parts of it all, he's like, not he's like, because I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to say the exact words. But anyways, God is, once again, directing him to go to an army and defeat them. And once again, here go Gideon. "But Lord, I'm just a wussy. What you mean, boy? What are you talking about?" And God's like, "It's cool, G, it's cool. I understand your weakness, and I got you, boy. There's somebody gonna be there to help you do what you gotta do." So he gets there. As soon as he's gonna say, "I stop, I give up," here goes somebody like, hey, you know what God said, right? Hey, you know what he told me, right? Hey, you know he got you though, right? Hey, he told me what you look like. Hey. I'm sorry, that's not, again, that's not what it's saying, but it was enough for Gideon to say, "Oh yeah, you know what? You're right." And not necessarily that the person is right, but the mission of why they were there, to point back to God and be like, "You know what? You're right. Okay? You love me for who I am. And I say I'm a wussy. God doesn't really agree with me saying that I'm a wussy, but he sees my flaws. Okay? He sees our flaws and helps us. He's not gonna be like, "Hey, you gotta be strong. You can't be no wussy here." Nah, God let that man, I don't want to say let him be a wussy, but he let him be his flaws. He didn't try to make him something greater or better than what he had to be, because God is that greater that he has to be. And he don't have to be God. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like our weakness is our strength. Literally. Gideon is the perfect example of that. My boy. He said, and I'm not saying Gideon, but God said, "You a wussy, right? Well, I see you as a wussy with godly armor on. You's a wussy with the garment of praise on. You the wussy with the clean sackcloth on." You feel me? Like our weakness has been made strong because of God. So here we go again with the fear. Don't allow fear to make you content or molded or shifted. It's okay if it happens. I feel like fear is like a fleshly reaction. It's a fleshly wakening up. Like your flesh can be like, oh shoot, I'm scared. And then once that is recognized, we don't have to pursue fear in the scariness of awareness that our flesh is. You feel me? Our spirit most likely probably not going to be fearful as our flesh is. So when we realize the awakening of the fear of our flesh and it's trying to control us through emotions or propaganda or eyesight or hearing or again emotions of feeling, just take a deep breath and lay it all down to God, okay? That's all I gotta say. Because that fear probably gonna be still sitting there dangling, okay? But that's our weakness, okay? And just because it looks scary or feels scary, don't mean you can't be a armor, godly armor, in garments of praises and sackcloth and be called the child of God, okay? I just want to let y'all know that. And I feel like that goes for a lot of things, not just being a wussy or being fearful, but whatever flaw you think that is of you, God already knows that about you. And he's gonna, I wouldn't want to say supplement you and like feeding you, I don't know, not nothing negative or condescending or whatever that word is. Nothing negative, but something where God can uplift you the way he do in your weakness so he can make you strong. I said it before, just a couple seconds ago, maybe a minute ago in a video. Rewatch that part. That's what I mean, because that was a good one. That was a good one. Jesus do it. Won't he do it? Oh, okay, y'all. I stop. I feel like that was a good example, so I'm pretty little bit hype off that. I've been trying to post it for 2 to 3 days now, and it's been real rough. So I hope that makes sense for y'all. I got about like 6 more videos explaining fear or weakness and how it's not okay, but it is okay when you're in the Lord, for it doesn't matter. Only he do. So I love y'all. Hopefully that makes sense.